Welcome back, everybody. We are here with week two. We got our games of the week. We got two this week. Let's hop into the first one. We got Texas on the road going to the big house to take on Ann Arbor. To take on Michigan in Ann Arbor. Texas walking in as a 7.5 point favorite as of right now, which is Tuesday. Um, I tell you what, I'm not even gonna say too much on it. I think Michigan is crumbling as we speak from a not even a personnel standpoint, but even coaching wise. They look a lot lost. They won their last game by 20. You squeaked it out, but for the most part of that game, you kind of looked a hot mess. Texas, I mentioned it in our live stream the other day. Texas came in and just from top to bottom looked like they continued on from last season without missing a beat. Everybody looks great. And then you add in um, Bond into the mix for the receiving core. The running game didn't miss a beat, even with their top two running backs being out. The defense is flying around the ball. Everybody out there looks like they're at top tier performance. So I got this being a honestly a huge win. I don't care how close the spread is. I got them winning by probably 21 or more. I think Quentin Ewers will be done by midway through the third quarter. Get some Archie Manning plays in here. Get him playing. See how he looks in big environments and whatnot. And I'm gonna leave it at that. That's all I got to say about this one. Texas big over Michigan.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting. My thing when you look at this type of game, not even this type of game, let's focus just in on Texas. My thing is, what happens when you give Steph Curry a chance to shoot that ball? He gonna shoot it. When you put a all-time person with a ball that's gonna go in the bottom of the net, it's gonna happen like that every single time. Steve Sarkisian is a all-time play caller. When he dials up a play. When I see some motion in the backfield, I'm like, I don't know what's about to come. I'm scared for the opponent team, and I think that he's going to hit 100% of the time if he's got what he needs to shoot the ball. And he's got a team from top to bottom that he needs to shoot whatever shot he wants to shoot on the court. I think he's got a quarterback in Quinn Ewers that is a all-time quarterback that's going to be when you think of Texas history. Because I think this year he's in prime position to win a national championship, which is something that has not been done in a very long time for Texas fans. But I think it is offense from the offensive line to the defensive line, all around from top to bottom is complete. That's why I think this team is going to be so successful in this game right here. Michigan, y'all, we know y'all not the same team when y'all can't cheat, first of all. So y'all not the same team when y'all don't have hardball, second of all. And y'all not the same team when y'all don't have a veteran quarterback running the show, third of all. So when you think of this team right here, it's a team that's really don't know what they're going to bring to the table. Michigan, this team pisses me off. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice, but this team really pisses me off. They're getting prime position this season. Their season shouldn't even be this good if they didn't have all their big time games, home games. Which is why the only reason why I give this game to be even within 21 points is because it's a Michigan home game. But I think this is a true test. There's not many chances throughout the season that we get to have Big Ten ball versus SEC ball. What we changing into, I think within the next 15 to 20 years, we're gonna have just two conferences, the Big Ten and the SEC. These are the games we really want to see when they come face to face like this. And Texas, listen, this is your first time facing the Big Ten opponent in the SEC. Knock them dead. Knock them out. Show them who really balls early because you a team that's really going to be top of the SEC long term. So I think this is a chance to show y'all dominance. Everybody's going to be hitting on all cylinders. I think Michigan's really going to fold like paper in this game. And I think they're going to fold early. I got Texas getting a touchdown first possession, a turnover Michigan's first possession, and a touchdown second possession. We're going to overall talk about this next week in our reaction video once it happens. Go ahead, Sean.
So y'all give me a minute to get through what I'm trying to get to here. What's happening at Michigan right now is not too different from what's happening in Tuscaloosa right now. Okay, you got a brand new coach that's taking over for a coach that's won a national championship. Okay, whether we like to believe it or not, Harbaugh had a nice run at Michigan. And now, granted, he's nowhere near Nick Saban, but he had a nice run. And this coach has something to prove. Now, last week, he looked like he was a little wet behind the ears. You know what I mean? Now, Kalen DeBoer did not. Kalen DeBoer looked like he was ready to take over for his predecessor. This fella here looked like, again, like he was a little wet behind the ears. But I do think there's something to be said about expectations. This man is the head coach at the University of Michigan. University of Michigan won a national championship last year. Okay. It's not like Jim Harbaugh left the cupboard bare. They've got athletes there. Now, granted, the quarterback's not there. Blake Corum is not there. You know, pieces have left. Matter of fact, there's a safety that was there that's in Tuscaloosa, run out and made a few plays last week. Looked pretty daggum good. But you still got pieces. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, this is what I'm about to say. I'm not going to sit up here and say that Michigan is going to just allow Texas to come in and just whoop their ass. What I'm saying is that should not happen. Y'all should have more pride than that. I don't like Michigan. I don't like Michigan at all. But what I'm saying is, looking at what we see, y'all should have more pride. This cannot happen. This cannot happen. Michigan, you are the best program in the Big Ten. Best program in the Big Ten. You're going to let Texas come in and in the big house? I'm talking about the big house. You know who's sleeping in the big house, right? Listen. You going to let them come in and just take your house? No, man. Michigan, come on. Y'all better than that now. Listen, I think Texas is going to win the game, but I'm looking for a spirited effort from Michigan. Play football, Michigan. Don't roll over and die. You got a lot more to play for. It just so happened you got Texas coming to your house in week 2. That's y'all's fault. But play football.
Yeah, and I just wanted to dive into since we talk about Michigan right now, if you're looking at Michigan's schedule, right, it don't really get that much easier once you finish with this game. You're finishing with Texas. You got Arkansas State coming in a kind of a rebound game. And then you got to take on USC, who looked pretty darn good against LSU the other night. And then you got a couple more weeks, and then you got Oregon down the line, and you got Ohio State, of course, at the end of the season. You got some games against some teams that look pretty doggone good on this schedule. How far are you going to let this thing fall before you wake up and realize, hey, we are still a pretty good team in the country? And then, you go over to the other side and you look at Texas. You get past this game, Texas, you ain't got nothing to worry about until the middle of that super huge weekend, probably our biggest weekend for our podcast, biggest weekend in college sports was October 12th. Which your next biggest game is going to be the Red River rivalry against Oklahoma. Because after Michigan, you got UTSA, Louisiana Monroe, Mississippi State. You're going to coast into that Red Bull rivalry game looking pretty doggone hot if you keep it up at the same level. But like I said, Michigan is on a very weird turn right now. Before it seems like they kind of sleepwalking, like they kind of like, oh, we're going to come into this season. Maybe everybody's going to fall over for us because we won the championship last year. And it's not the case. So it's very, very interesting to kind of keep an eye on right now.
I really don't think Michigan got two diamonds rubbed together when y'all think about this team right here. I really don't think they got anything. When I think about a defense, I think they got defensive players, but I don't think they got an overall team. And I don't think they got a head coach that knows how to command people, command guys, be a leader of men is something that's going to be huge for this team right here. Because the difference, like you tried to say, Sean, there's two organizations that are kind of in the same regime. Bama, who's coming from a national championship head coach, Michigan, who's coming fresh off a national championship. That are big shoes to fill. Bama has experience, though. Starting experience. I don't see really so much of that in the prime positions for Michigan, like quarterback, like offensive line, we think about certain players like that. Like defensive line, we think about certain players like that that really know and are experienced toughness. The difference between unexperienced and experience is experience know from snap one, this game right here is going to be a dogfight. They know they ready for a dogfight from the first snap because they know somebody ready to knock their dang helmet off from the first snap. Unexperienced looks like I got somebody in front of me. I really don't know how hard he gonna hit me, so I don't know how hard I should come. I'm gonna come with what I got, but he might come with something that's totally different what I've experienced before because I've never been here before. So those are two different mindsets when you think about when you think about a yard mentality, 4th and 1 in a big time moment in this game, who's gonna be ready and who's not. I have no doubt in my mind Texas is gonna be ready for that moment and ready with something that's gonna be more superior than what Michigan's gonna bring to the table. Long story short, this game is going to be won by experienced players outshining the unexperienced in Michigan. I truly believe that. I think Texas with Steve Sarkisian is a team that's not new to these type of games. Even before last season, he was in big time moments. I could think about maybe two to 3 years ago when Steve Sarkisian was in big time moments with some of the same players that are on this roster today. That's why I think it's not going to be anything that's going to be close. I don't think Michigan knows what's going to hit them because the last time they really faced a team that was equivalent to this was last year against Bama. And that game was nick and tuck to the final second. A lot of those players that made that game significant, they ain't here no more. I think because of that reason right there, totally different reaction, totally different result from this game right here. I don't think Texas is going to play around with these boys. I think Steve Sarkisian is going to make a point.
And listen, and he got a few reasons to make a point because, there was a chance that Texas and Michigan could have been playing for the national championship last year, I think, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he was close. You know what I'm saying? For Sark, this is a helmet game. Sark is like, hey, I'm trying to clip the big boys. You know what I'm saying? We done clip Bama. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and clip Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and start clipping teams. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Sark got every reason in the world, like you said, Drew, to march his behind up into the big house and just blow them out and send them back down to where they should be. So, man, listen, I'm paying attention to this game.
Definitely. One last point I want to make is Steve Sarkisian to me, Shark is a pretty boy to me. When he's on press conferences, on interviews on ESPN, he looked like a nice coach that's just make sure everything's kumbaya. But I've seen certain clips of him inside locker rooms that's like leading the team out, spazzing on people where I'm like, hey, he got that true SEC Nick Saban type of dog in him when it needs to come out. I just don't think people have seen it yet. I think he's waiting until he got to SEC to really show what type of head coach he is, because that's really going to nothing but boost his aura and boost what he's going to bring to this organization and bring to Texas. And I think I think if you try to pick top 3 dynasties that will go over the next 10 to 15 years, Texas will be in the top 3, what could be dynasties, potential dynasties over the next 10 to 15 years.
There's no reason why it should not, man. There is so much money in Austin, Texas. Talking about money, it's like you almost just kind of smell it when you're downtown. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
yeah.
Texas can get whatever they want. They can get whatever they want. I'm gonna leave that right there. But I'm with you. Texas is the new normal.